We
Wait.
can add them in.
Okay, we'll just put it, since we're waiting, I don't anticipate it to be a long meeting, we'll just do it at,
Council general discussion.
yep.
Cancel, yeah, that.
I know exactly what you're saying. Oh, I don't like that clock behind me, Leah. I can't read those.
20 seconds.
Okay.
You can count it down if you want.
No. Going live? Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I just moved wrong.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Please stand, Lewis, if you'd lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on our agenda is roll call. Bud can't be with us tonight. He is under the weather. Leah, I'll let you do roll call.
Blankenship.
Here.
Joseph.
Here.
Dunsmore.
Here?
Steiner.
Here.
Godwin.
Here.
Piper.
Here.
Have we had a chance to look at the minutes? I did notice one correction. Under police monthly report, that was not Officer Zampelli.
It was not.
So I can try to get a name from Sergeant Zampelli and see who that was, and we can correct that. Does anybody else have corrections? If there's no corrections, is there a motion to accept the minutes as is?
Motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Call for the vote.
Joseph.
Aye.
Dunsmore.
Aye.
Steiner.
Aye.
Godwin.
Aye.
Piper.
Aye.
Blankenship.
Aye. Okay, I requested the officers. Is there any unfinished business? Mayor's communication. Had a couple things he wanted me to discuss. One was the Summit County internet that's going to be within the county. They're digging ground. They're going to start digging ground and installing that. So that's not in Clinton, but eventually will be part of that internet connection. We have to wait for that. Can't remember the name, but he's talked about it several times. It's the Internet Initiative. Eventually, I think it's to tie all the communities together in case there was a problem. Governments, and then in the future, residents will have access to be able to buy internet. It'll be an additional competitor to all the providers that are out there that we talked about tonight, Maslin Cable, Spectrum.
I know Ring is in it. Something Ring.
Yes.
Something fiber ring.
Fiber ring.
Something Ring.
So that was one. The other thing he wanted me to bring up was Lewis. So we're going to be doing that at the end of the meeting. And I guess that's it for Mayor's communication, unless I'm missing something. Council communications and committee reports. We had a finance meeting last night. We went over the 2025 budget and some other discussions on finances for the village. All members were in attendance, and then additional, we had Leah and the mayor there. Is there any other committee updates? Is there any citizen comments tonight?
Anybody sign up already? A minute.
Hi there, welcome. That's good.
Thank you.
Moving on to resolutions and ordinances.
First reading, resolution number R-24-17. A resolution to provide legal services for the Village of Clinton and confirming the appointment of Marshall M. Pitchford as village solicitor for year 2025 and 2026 and declaring an emergency.
So just to add some context here, the first two resolutions, these are basically resolutions allowing the mayor to enter into contracts with the solicitor and our village engineer.
Resolution number R-24-18, a resolution authorizing and appointing OHM advisors as village engineer and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a 2-year contract and declaring an emergency.
So, Jason called the mayor today and talked to him, and then I called to kind of get a better understanding. What they've proposed in here is an hourly rate, versus, so right now we pay $850 a month, like a flat rate, and if they go over whatever their set hours are, we pay in addition to. Talking to Jason, he couldn't give me how many hours were spent this year. I tried to get a number. So the rate was gonna go up this year to $950 a month, and then any overages would be billed in addition. He thought it might be better to do hourly with an amount not to exceed $15,000 for the year, thinking that we may be saving money in the long run. However, that $15,000 not to exceed number is more than what the $950 a month would be.
Right.
So,
Let's not do that.
I don't, this is how they presented it. I try to get some more information, you know, if I knew how many, because so the $950 is approximately like 6 hours a month. Kind of, it's like the principal engineer doing the work, because they gave like all these different hourly rates for the different positions. So that's at the highest rate, it comes out to like 6 hours a month, but he couldn't tell me how many hours they've spent this year.
And we
So
only,
that I was trying to get,
we
it was hourly, this is what we would have spent, but
only ever paid the $850 a month rate.
Was it 850 or 950?
it's going up to $950. If we go with the monthly, we're at $850 right now.
But we never went over, did we?
Not that I'm aware of, But then, you know, obviously all the other projects and stuff is a separate contract, so that doesn't fall under this.
Sure.
But it can't go more than 15,000 for the year.
In the way they have it written now. So they're not doing the $950. They're doing an hourly rate not to exceed 15 instead.
To me, that seems like a good gamble, $3,600 more, and they can't charge us more than that. Because if we have one project,
Well, they'll still bill for projects.
Yeah.
oh,
This
so it's
Just for their
not
basic-
$15,000 max, it's plus
50,000.
projects.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like sidewalks.
$950 a month now.
Yeah, yeah. Let's say, go back.
Yeah, we can, however
back
we want to
and-
do it. He just sent us this at the end of the day today. We didn't even know we were going to have
So
it.
here's a perfect example of a benefit to having a 3-time reading, right? This is our first reading.
Sure.
We're learning more about it.
It's just the exhibit.
If
Mhm.
we're so inclined,
Yeah.
we can start looking for other engineers, or we can, hey, say this is a good deal and let it go
We
through
had the
its 3-time
RFQ on the
reading.
website, but nobody put in any other bids.
But
I don't know
but if
who
we,
looked at it to see
Right.
if there was even out there.
exactly, if we really aggressively wanted, to get other bids, we would, what we've done,
I think the RFQ is still on the website.
but.
What did they do for us in October?
That's what I tried to get today.
Well,
I called Jason and
you
said-
deal with them directly, don't you, or just Jeff?
Probably Kevin and Jeff more than what I do.
I think we need to get them at one of the meetings so we can ask them what's done on a monthly basis.
So I know he applied for the, OPWC money this month, or maybe it was last month, but
I thought that was in October.
it might have been October, yeah. But I don't know, I was just trying to get like, hey, how many hours did you spend this year? But he couldn't give me that number.
That seems odd.
Well, that's kind of what I thought.
That seems really odd, that they've got to know, they've got to fill that out, that,
I think so.
yeah.
That's what we're saying tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't let Seth
I
do
wouldn't,
that.
that's why I had nothing to compare it to know how many hours that he has spent, to know what it would have amounted to at an hourly rate. So I don't know if the mayor would call and get more information. Jason just told me he couldn't get that information.
What committee would that fall under? I'm trying to think.
So we have a month, you said monthly bill?
Yeah.
There's nothing on it, it just says our monthly retainer of $850.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we, obviously, we
don't have
mostly,
to
we
do
don't
that.
go over, yeah, it's our monthly, so. But in the past, when, you know, we not only had stuff on our website, we also put out notices in the paper that we were looking, we, you know, those of us on the committee went and actually searched for different other, and we had several to look at and then decide. So but I think we're kind of behind the eight ball on this. If we want to,
Well, we've got
Yeah.
4 more weeks before the third reading, so,
sure.
minimum. So that will give us time to maybe research more on the hourly thing, how many hours we use, and it also give us opportunity to look another direction if we so choose.
Agree.
Okay.
All right, next resolution is number R-24-19. A resolution adopting the annual appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the village for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency. And ordinance number O-24-20, an ordinance amending codified ordinance number O-19-11, adopting amended policies for the Village of Clinton concerning non-elected, non-contracted administrative employees and declaring it an emergency.
So O-24-20, that is a longevity clause. We discussed that last year in committee, and we did nothing with it. It did not get discussed really in committee meetings this year. So it's been, an ordinance was prepared and presented to Sue and put on, so this will go through its 3-time readings, and we'll vote on it on the 3rd reading. But be aware, there wasn't much discussion on it this year. It was discussed some last year in committee.
Okay, no second readings. 3rd readings. Resolution R-24-15. Resolution amending the annual appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the village for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024, and declaring an emergency. Resolution number R.
We need a motion for that.
Oh.
So this is appropriations to the budget to clean up the budget for 2024. Can I get a motion for R-24-15?
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second? I'll second the motion. Calling for the vote?
Gensler,
Aye.
Steiner,
Aye.
Godwin,
Aye.
Parker,
Aye.
Blankenship,
Aye.
Joseph,
Aye.
Motion passes. Go ahead for our last resolution.
Resolution number R-24-16, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the Village of Clinton to enter into a dispatch service agreement with the South Summit Council of Governments and declaring an emergency.
So this is for the fire department, I suppose the police department as well, and dispatch. Our call cost is going up $2 per call. The fire chief did shop 2 other providers. They really weren't even close. And this is a Summit County program, so we like to support that. Again, an increase in $2, what we were paying in the past. Is there a motion to accept resolution R-24-16?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Call for the vote.
Steiner,
Aye.
Godwin,
Aye.
Hackler,
Aye.
Blankenship,
Aye.
Joseph,
Aye.
Densmore.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Rita. New business, I think we'll take that section as an opportunity, Louis, to introduce you and your group. Backham, do I have that correct? And what do those letters stand for?
Barberton Area Community Ministry.
I'm glad to hear that. We do have the microphone on, so for our listeners at home, I ask whoever's going to present, speak at the mic. Thank you for doing that. Not everybody's comfortable with the microphone.
Good evening. Thank you all for having us here tonight again. This is like the 4th annual year now, something like that. Lewis has had 6. It's been that long?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I've been
flies when good things happen.
I've been there for 6 years now, so I guess since I've started. And we serve the areas of Barberton, Norton, New Franklin, Clinton, and our food pantry. We serve around 3,000 people a month. 1,100 families, and last month we had 41 families from Clinton area. And we do home deliveries to the senior citizens. So if senior citizens need home deliveries, they can call us, and we will deliver on Thursdays. Bethany does set that up for the scheduling and that of volunteers to deliver. We thank you so much again. Like today, we had 172 families come in for food today.
And I have about 34 seniors that we're delivering to this Thursday, and then next Tuesday before Thanksgiving, a whole other batch. So we have weekly requests and have a great team of volunteers that help with those seniors that are shut-ins and don't have families that can even pick up the food. So.
Well, I know last year when you presented, I was just shocked at the numbers you guys are doing, that you're making a real difference.
Getting bigger and bigger, yeah.
And we now have AA meetings every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. at the pantry. And I have partnered with Summa Hospital, and I'm on their board with the physicians at community health care at Barberton Hospital. And they are coming out to present programs to people, so everybody keep an eye out for that. And then like last week, the flu clinic, we had that there. So we'll be offering more and more things like that. We're really, trying to grow into a resource center where people won't have to go, into Akron and everything. Barberton's only like a hot 10 minutes away from here, so. But,
Okay.
Just for,
Hard to believe that a little town like Clinton has that many people that are hungry.
there are a lot. I mean, it's staggering the amounts and the people that we don't even, reach. It's just utterly amazing how many people are, hungry. It's just food insecurity. And this is a high area for food insecurity and has the largest amount of aging senior citizens and veterans. And I do work closely with the veterans. I'm helping veterans to get their benefits and, taking them, to getting other resources too. So this is all part of our plan once we get everything going. It's been a process, but the last 2 years, things are really starting to shape up now with us.
Just for those that are listening, could you give the address again of
Yes, it's 939 Norton Avenue, Barberton, Ohio. And coming in from Clinton, you would pass the Charger lanes, and we're right at the top of the hill. Our parking lot's in Norton, and the building is in Barberton. And our phone number is 330-745-3693.
I just want to mention that many of the clients we serve do have jobs and are working, but they just can't quite make ends meet and are, need that food or they're going to be hungry. So, yeah.
Breaks my heart to see this.
Well, Louis, thank you too for helping, and you originally brought that to our attention. And, okay, is there any other questions? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
again for
much.
your
Thank you.
support. And please make sure that your residents, are aware of us then too. Keep passing the word along.
We'll do. We'll make sure Sue has that information. So sometimes, thank you.
Eight more turkeys in the truck.
Council general discussion. Does anybody have anything for that? I do have one thing. I'll go first then. I've been stressing or emphasizing our cost, especially with these public records requests for the lawyers. The lawyers are operating under a attorney-client privilege. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Attorney-client privilege. Well, the key word in there is privilege. As council members, we call at will to our lawyer and have whatever discussion it is. That privilege seems to be being abused at the cost we're having. With that said, some communities, some school districts, they'll have a point person where they run these things through a point person first before involving the lawyer. It's kind of a check and balance to see about, one, it can save costs. Two, maybe we know the answer, but it's a check and balance of sort. Again, if we weren't having the runaway costs that we are, it wouldn't be an issue. But it is a privilege. I'm just asking council to consider as a way to control costs if we want to do something like that.
We definitely need to.
Yeah, I think we do too.
Last night, I made a joke, but it was serious when Bud said he needed a light fixed, and he didn't have money in his funds to fix it. And I said, well, just call Seth, because we have carte blanche with our legal department, and we can call anytime we want and rack up a lot of billable hours. There needs to be a limit.
He doesn't fix lights, though.
He did. You said he fixed it.
I can get on a ladder, go up there.
But the whole point is, there needs to be a limit.
Right.
And as far as, if there's anybody on this council that needs to talk to the lawyer, and they need to have that confidentiality and that privilege, then they need to pull out their checkbook and write them a check. If you're talking to the lawyer and you're on council, there shouldn't be that secret. We don't need to know how to dethrone the mayor or how to do something to stab somebody in the back. That should be part of Clinton's payables to the lawyer. And if you want to do something like that, or if you want to talk to the lawyer about something secret hush-hush, again, pull out your own checkbook. It shouldn't be for us to pay for you to see how you can stab somebody.
Well, I don't think that anybody's doing that, but you
Well,
also...
that's the only way of privilege. Why else would you want to be a secret?
For any number of reasons,
So give us some.
but the thing is, they're the village solicitor, and we can limit our contact with them as much as we want, but we're not the only ones that contact our lawyer. Any citizen in the village can contact them. Any employee can contact them.
And I'm not saying that they would.
And again, I don't.
We discussed this years back, and
I would not be an agreeable
Seth,
to that.
can you share any other?
Kind of like.
Can you share any other communities on how they do things, or is it?
So other communities I deal with, they tend to be, the larger the better for this kind of problem. So the larger the community, the larger the tax base, and typically the more problems that that community faces, so they expect to incur the costs that they're incurring. The smaller the community, the less frequent the issues that come up that we get involved in. So I would say similarly situated to Clinton would be Boston Heights, and we maybe get 1 to 4 questions a month.
Okay.
I think in the 6 months that I've worked for Marshall, I've handled maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 questions for them. I don't know exactly if they talk amongst themselves in groups before they come to us to see
Okay.
how they're going to figure it out. But I'll say that size for size, Clinton has been asking a lot more questions than other comparable clients.
Well, the idea was floated to me through a resident, and they used examples of what other entities did. So I'm just presenting it to council. It could be a way to save costs. Again, if we weren't abusing the privilege, this wouldn't even come up.
Well, a lot of the cost was due to all those record requests.
No. I'd like to see the detailed billing, because I'm going to call a lie on that.
That goes to finance committee, right?
Yeah, and the billing is vague to start with. It's part of the client attorney privilege. So
That's the reason why you need to stop it then. There's no way he had that much time, because they pulled for me and Bud. The fire chief himself called for me and Bud for everything with the fire department, and you had maybe 10 minutes with us, and then so that's $7,000. No, that's not. So I don't want to hear that. I was told $21,000 from record requests, which I don't know.
I haven't looked at the bill, but it seems like that seems what.
I know the
most of
IT
it's been.
people were like 11,
Yes, that's correct.
and it seems like that was less time than we had put in.
But $48,000 a year is, no offense, we like you, but that's just too much. And we don't need a carte blanche. We need to have limits on how much we can use you.
I'll also say,
I mean, we're $4,000 a month. It's ridiculous.
I'll also add in there are some employees in some departments that call more frequently than others. Usually when the fire chief calls, that one's legitimate. Like, for example, the other day, they had a public records request, not a public records request, a HIPAA waiver that came in from an attorney that's suing somebody in a car accident. EMS rendered aid. He sends that over to me saying, hey, does this check all the boxes for valid HIPAA request? I said, yep, it does. Send me the records, redacted the records, prepared a letter, shipped it out. They wanted more information. I contacted Sue. Sue told me who had the records, and I directed them to that person.
That's
But
pretty legit.
there's other entities that have more questions than the fire department.
Well, the idea was presented to me. I'm floating it to council. Discuss amongst yourselves, and we can address this more in the future. Is there anything else for,
Yes, Keith, where are we at with the septic at the maintenance garage?
We're gonna work on with a qualified approved vendor for the water separator. So we're working on bids and gathering those bids up currently.
so that's one of multiple issues we have there. And we'll certainly discuss that further in committee.
Street committee.
Yeah, when's your next meeting?
It's coming up. I'm not quite sure, but
Well, I'll make sure you know when it is, Ross.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Okay, presentations of purchase orders and bills for approval. I'll point your attention to American Legal and Publishing. That's our first half.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
70%, I think.
Okay.
We have the first draft here. to review. But we're waiting on, so their attorney then goes through it and makes like any recommendations.
Redline it?
They suggested we wait to do our review till we get that from them.
Okay.
But
So that $8,300 is us updating our ordinances. We passed that earlier in the year. And that was because we couldn't use them in court because they weren't codified. So
No,
this is,
they are codified. It was because they weren't up to date
Up
with
to date.
Ohio.
thank you, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yep.
So now they'll be up to date. Other than that, that's the one I wanted to call your attention to. Total dollars this payment period, $48,132.96. Can I get a motion to pay the bills in that amount?
So moved.
And I'll second it.
Second it.
I second it.
Oh, you say I didn't hear you.
That's all right.
That's okay. I'm still thinking it's something.
Calling for the vote?
Godwin,
Aye.
Packer,
Aye.
Blankenship,
Aye.
Joseph. Aye. Dunsmore,
Aye.
Steiner.
Aye. And before we ask for adjournment, I'd like to congratulate Bethany McKinney on your reelection. So congratulations.
I'm excited that I don't have a long-term home either.
Well, some people consider this the furthest part of the county. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to turn.
I second.
Marissa and Rita, thank you, everybody.